Welcome back to my channel. It's the Braids and Goddess, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I do mini braids on my natural hair. I've done multiple videos on my channel about mini braids. They are the best style, I feel, for someone who's very active and very busy. I homeschool, I run a business, and I work out pretty much every day almost. So this is a style that really just keeps my hair moisturized, stretched, and in a state that is easy to style. So what I do in the back, let me show you. Hope you can still, yeah. So in the back, I part from side to side, and I just use a regular like rat tail comb. And so this is my part here. And what I like to do is just take my finger, like my nail, and I take a small section like this, and then I just go ahead and braid it down. Now, the thing about products that you want to use on your hair when braiding is you want to keep them very lubricating. So I like to do maybe a little butter, maybe a light cream that's not too wet, or I also like to do, I don't like to do gels, but just anything slippery. And that really helps me to, you know, braid it down without causing friction on my hair. So, hey, how are you?
Where are your teeth at?
My teeth?
Yeah, where's your teeth?
I just brushed them.
Okay, why are you still in there?
Because I just need to record something real quick.
Oh.
So, you can kind of see my part here. I just go in with my nail. I take the appropriate amount of hair for the section. As you can see, my nail can get a pretty straight part. So I go in, kind of finger detangle it a little bit. Any tangles, I go both hands and actually take it out. And then I just kind of braid it down. This is easy because it's not a lot of tension on a large part of your scalp. Like, it's simple. So I do make sure that it's pretty tight at the root. But not too tight. You know, tight enough to where it's not gonna like unravel or cause frizz, but definitely enough tension to where it really stays together and doesn't swell up too much. So I just braid it. If you know how to braid, this is like a no-brainer. But one thing that I don't do is I don't mix sections. So if I have a section where, you know, one part of that hair section is longer, or two parts is longer, one shorter, then I'll just leave it as is, and I know that the ends will get defined later. So it'll just look like a, you know, more of a defined curl. So I don't try to mix the sections as if I were doing twists. When I'm doing twists, unfortunately, sometimes I do have to do it for style, but for this, I don't. I'll let it go free before I mix the sections. It's very hard to take down if you do that. So I just braid it down as close to the bottom as I can. It saves you time if you don't want to braid it down to the bottom, but you know, for me, this is going to be hopefully a long lasting set. So I do want it to be braided down as far as possible. And then do the same thing on the other side. I just keep going. The thing that helps you get through it is you can't like take a break in between braids. You just go. Reach for some more hair, honey. You ain't done yet. So my hair is previously stretched, although I did not blow dry it. This is from the cornrows and mini twists that I had. And I just combed my hair out, moisturized it, and sectioned it from there. I didn't wash it or anything because I knew that I can wash it once I have the mini braids in. So I just go ahead and braid it up. It was nice and stretched from that style, so I just roll with that. So there are definitely alternatives to using a blow dryer. My preference is to not blow dry at all and to actually roller set, because that just makes my cuticles a lot smoother. It makes my hair feel a lot smoother, and it's easier for me to comb and part my hair afterwards. My hair doesn't feel as dry as when I blow dry, so I just prefer roller set. But you know, stretching it with braids is fine too, as long as your hair's stretched. I don't like to do it on wet hair.
Oh no. Oh no. See, this is tiring.
Okay, so I'm a little bit further along.
Hey guys, so I wanted to narrate this part because I was just talking. I'm just talking about my challenge, talking about all kind of things, because this was supposed to be a separate video, but then I don't know, it just didn't work out. So I wanted to include it in this one so you could kind of see how long it takes me to braid it. And as you can see by multiple outfits in this video, it took me multiple days. So it took about, I think, 3 days total, from beginning of the process to the end. And honestly, it does not have to take that long, but I have a lot of things to do on a daily basis and a lot of obligations. So I can't really like dedicate 8 hours to just sitting there watching movies and braiding my hair. Like, that would be awesome, but I just don't have that kind of time. So it took about 3 days, which was okay. I think, like I said before, my hair was previously stretched, so that helped a lot. It was previously detangled and moisturized. That helped a lot, and it felt a lot better actually than it does when I start on blow dried hair. So that helped a lot with the slip of being able to braid. And what I used was the curl detangling leave-in. It is a dupe for Shea Moisture a hair milk, but it's actually more like the smoothie. It's very thick. It can barely come out of the bottle, but it was great for providing slip for the braids. So I used that for pretty much the duration of my braiding process. And yeah, I just made sure that my parts were straight. I go straight across, kind of ear to ear in the back, and then in the front, once I get to that halfway mark of my head, I like to go kind of like vertical rows. So I like to go, let's say, from my eye back. So rows straight back, as if I was getting straight back braids. And I like to go ahead and do parts all the way across and then put each of those in twists, so that way I don't have to be in front of a mirror to have straight lines. And you can kind of see that here. Here's one of the straight lines, and then I go through and kind of show you the others. So one of the reasons why I really love this style is because even though it takes long to do, I do usually leave it in for a good 8 weeks, and it allows me to use my growth oils to really, nurture my scalp and improve circulation and growth. But it also allows me to work out on a daily basis and simply rinse and moisturize my hair until it's time for me to wash, which I do about once a week, as usual. So I am able to rinse in between washes without any harmful consequences, without breakage, and it just really helps to not be combing your hair for a long period of time. So I really appreciate wearing the braids. Another thing I love is that you don't have to use as much product. And with my low porosity hair, it's very hard for products to sink into my hair. But when I wear braids, I find that I need a lot less product because my hair is already in small sections, which helps it to absorb product better. So when it's just a big mass of hair, that water barely soaked into, it's very hard for product to really get into it. But in these small sections that are already separated and kind of hold water pretty well, it just seems to absorb product a lot better. So it takes a lot less products, so it saves me money because we all know curly hair products are not cheap, sis. They're not. So I still deep condition, I still, shampoo, I still rinse out conditioner. I still use leave-in conditioner and gel. And so it keeps my products pretty simple, but it also allows me to use less. So I really appreciate that about this hairstyle. So one more cool thing. I have a few, y'all. So just to keep it real, one more cool thing about mini braids is that there's almost a mini braid tribe out there. Like, there are some ladies who have reached out to me like, hey, I thought I was the only one wearing this style, and it's so cool to see you wear it too. It has worked wonders for my hair. You know, my hair is thin and fine, or my hair is very thick, and I love mini braids. It's helped me to grow my hair, you know, down to my waist or whatever, and I've seen amazing results out there. So if you wear mini braids, shout out to you, girl. And I definitely want to talk to you in the comments. I want to see if you have videos on mini braids, so we can all just kind of strategize together. What is the best way? What is the best amount of time to leave them in? What is the best way to stretch your hair prior to installing mini braids? Let's just talk about it. Let's have a conversation. I really appreciate the conversations that I've had in the past few weeks with ladies who wear mini braids. So it's almost like we're, you know, Jeep owners or something. Like, we have a secret little language. So I'm super excited about that. Now, this is how my braids looked straight out the box. Like, I finally got done with them. I did a workout, and I was about to go ahead and wash them for the first time to define the ends. And what I was showing you is that I just co-washed, or I actually did shampoo and condition with Suave coconut. And then I used my Paul Mitchell The Conditioner Dupe to go ahead and moisturize my hair. So essentially, this is how it looked. It looks really good to me. It's elongated, it's nice and shiny, and you can still see that it's very crispy even still after. I know some people don't wash or rinse their mini braids, but I like to do it. This is the next day when they've swollen up a bit, so you can kind of see them have a little bit more volume, and the parts are still crispy and visible. So that's it, y'all. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video on mini braids, and if you haven't tried them yet, I want to strongly encourage you to try mini braids. They're awesome, they're easy to deal with, and they last a long time, y'all.